Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Monday evening. And just as I go live, Ted decides to come over straight away. Welcome to the Conspiracy Zone. So, a lot of you are probably wondering what's happening tonight. Well, basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to talk conspiracy theories tonight. Whether it be conspiracy theories within the Doctor Who world, or the film world, or the music world, or any of those conspiracy theories that you want to talk about, you know what to do. I already have the list of people that are coming on tonight, so I'm going to call them out. And what I'm going to do then is, if anybody else wants to be added onto this list. So for Monday, I have Neil, Michelle, the Last Time Lord, Daniel, Paul, and Yvette. Now, if for any reason any of you guys can't come on, let me know. If there's anybody else that wants to come on tonight, let me know. Remember, it's all about conspiracy theories tonight. I don't want to talk about anything about Jodie Whittaker's doctor or anything like that. And Cheryl just bangs the table, so sorry about the shaky screen for a second. So yeah, so something a little bit different. Just on Doctor Who though. Just look out for the next couple of days. I've got a funny feeling something big is going to happen. And the reason why I say this is because there was something that was said to me and makes me believe that something is big is going to happen soon. And as we're getting near closer to the end of September, it all seems to be falling in line with what I said. But that's all I'm going to say about Doctor Who tonight. So if you have any conspiracy theories about Titanic, the Egyptians, or whatever you want to talk about tonight, 9/11, the Kennedy assassination, the moon landings, anything you want, guys, tonight, we will talk about. Okay. I don't think it's missing episodes, Gary, to be quite honest with you. I think it's got something to be related to Series 12, to be quite honest with you. That's what I'm guessing. So we'll just have to see. So I'll give the usual shout outs while the chat's still working. This is great. The chat's still working. Normally doesn't. So I see there's 21 people watching at the moment. If you haven't gave the video a like, please do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please also do that and hit the notification button. So we have Peter Davison here, we have Yvette, we have Jack, we have Ken, and we have Daniel. We have the Dr. AC. We have Matthew here also. Who else? We got me beautiful wife, and we have HR Wanker. Not my Doctor Who. Mrs. Not My Doctor Who. Extra Spice Mikey is here as well. Paul is also here. Who else have we got? Who else? Leland is here also. We've got Bull here. How are you, Bull? And I think that's in almost everybody. Let's see. We're nearly getting down the end. I don't want to miss anybody. I'll try not to miss anybody. Renee is here also. Thomas, welcome. Raymond O'Reilly is here also. And Robert K is also here. Michelle is also here. So hello, everybody. Welcome along. So as I said, tonight's live stream, basically we're going to cover conspiracy theories. Now I know people out there don't like conspiracy theories. Some people don't. But you know, I do like a good conspiracy theory. And to be honest with you, you know, why not talk about them? The reason why they're conspiracies, because you know, there's obviously, you know, the truth is never, you know, straightforward. So that's where they they originate from, you know, when things don't obviously add up. There's where these conspiracy theories are born from. And Ted is not actually in a good humour tonight. What's wrong with you, buddy? That's wrong. Did Mommy have you singing to the village people? Was it the village people she had you dancing to? Oh, my God. Poor dog. She subjected you to the village people. YMCA. YMCA. Right, Ted. Come. Now, so again, I will name out the people that are already on my list. If anybody else wants to ring in tonight, let me know, and then obviously Cheryl will let me know in the chat. So we've got Neil, Michelle, the Last Time Lord, Daniel, Paul, and Yvette. So if you guys are still okay to come on, let me know in the chat now, and I'll put a tick beside your name to know that you're still available. And then for anybody else that's new, that wants to or has rang in once before but would like to ring in again tonight, let me know. Yvette has to go at 11. Well, maybe we put you on Wednesdays then, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people ahead of you tonight, unfortunately. These were people that were supposed to get on and didn't get a chance to come on. So if you would like me to put you on Wednesday's list, that's no problem. So are the rest of you is okay to come on tonight? So I know. I don't see anybody texting me to let me know if they're actually all right to come on still. So Neil, Michelle, the Last Time Lord. Well, I haven't seen the Last Time Lord in the comments actually. Daniel and Paul, if you are still okay to come on, let me know. Have you got something wrong, Cheryl? Cheryl's listening to music while she's on the computer, so she can't hear me. So Neil is okay to come on. That's fine. Daniel is okay to come on. That's fine. So Paul is okay to come on also. I don't see the Last Time Lord there. So Yvette, I'll put you in the Last Time Lord's place, which means there's 1, 2 people in front of you. Right? Because I don't see the Last Time Lord here. But if the Last Time Lord actually comes into the chat, then I'll ask them. And if they say no, then you can have that place. And now Cheryl has her earphones off now, so she can hear me.
Paying attention.
Grand. So the people that are coming on. So Neil is on obviously first. I'll get you on now in a few minutes. Then we will have Michelle. And then we have Yvette. If the Last Time Lord does not pop into the chat and doesn't want to come on tonight.
But that's going to go to 11.
Yeah, but everybody gets 15 minutes tonight, so she'll get on.
Right.
Then there's Daniel. And then there's Paul. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 callers. Let's try get 7 or 8 callers like we did the other night. So if anybody else in the chat is feeling brave tonight to come on, you know, I know it's conspiracy theory. Every caller will experience a missing 11 minutes. Very good, very good. And I'm going to be strict on the time tonight. Cheryl just dropped everything. Cheryl is all klutzy tonight. But I'm going to be very strict tonight. It's strictly 15 minutes for each person. So as soon as the alarm goes off, it's to the next person. Because I never seem to get all the calls on. I suppose I'm to blame for that because I do chat a little bit as well. Someone says it's buffering every 2 seconds. The stream seems to be okay on this side, Peter. You might need to start your computer again, or maybe refresh the page or something. That might work. Um, Paul says, I missed an entire day in 1993. To this day, I can't remember the day I lost abducted or the abduction or the Mandela effect. Well, listen, if you think that's gas, I have my family convinced that I'm actually missing a whole year of my life. So I know where you're coming from with that one, Paul, because I just woke up and apparently I was a year older than what I thought I was. Like I'm 40 now, but I'm still convinced I'm 39. Like, and they keep telling me I'm an idiot. And maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. But like I'm being serious. I'm not messing. It was like I woke up and I was a year old. I didn't even realize. I'm being honest. I don't know what it was. Maybe I just forgot. It's weird. Stuff like that does happen. So I don't know. So I mean, I'm still convinced. I'm being honest. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. It's just a weird feeling. It's like as if I missed the whole year. It's like I fell asleep one night and I woke up. It was the next day, but a year later. Weird. But of course, the mind plays tricks with you. You know, I mean, the brain is a very complicated thing, and things just might seem like. I mean, I watched the two videos on a Mandela effect, and it's actually a man in one, and there's a woman in another. And in the one where the woman is, she's convinced that her husband is not her husband. It is her husband, if you know what I mean. But it's like it's not her version of her husband. It's weird. It's weird. It's just people are waking up to some people like that. To some people remembering different stuff. I don't know if the Mandela effect is real. Some people do believe that he died in prison, and like me, I remember him getting out of prison. You know. So I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not. I used to dismiss things like that quite a lot, but I don't anymore because there is so many unanswered questions. And I mean, there isn't even a book. See, the thing about the Mandela one and how it all started was there's actually a book around the time period where it actually says he died. It's weird, like, and it's on plenty of YouTube videos, so people have done their research on it. So it's not. It's like it's a real book. He doesn't want to come up
He
to
did,
me
he
though.
keeps jumping up
Yeah, but
around.
watch as soon as he
But
comes
he
up,
keeps
then it's
jumping.
not. Yeah, see, he doesn't want to.
Hi, guys. Uh-oh.
See what I mean?
Here.
He's like a jellyfish tonight. Mwah. Right, we're talking conspiracy theories. Let's talk about the doggy that they sent up to the moon. Will we? Oh, not up to the moon. We should talk about the doggy that they sent up into space. Will we? What?
Put it down.
See, I told you. You know, I know he's little. So yeah, there's Tardis. So Tardis, we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories tonight. So if you'd like to come on, and while you're on, then you can plug your channel. If you'd like to come on tonight, add me on Messenger, and you can come on and we can talk some conspiracy theories. I'm pretty sure with all the research that you do, Jordan, your movie videos, you might have one or two little conspiracies. Of course, the most famous ones in the movies that I know about are obviously the ones regarding the Lees, Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. Still to this day, there's people that don't believe the um, official verdict. It is quite interesting, that as well. There's also the Paul McCartney one, as I spoke about last night. Paul McCartney was involved in a car crash back in it was back in the early days, I think it was. They were starting to get popular. and he was involved in a car crash. So he wasn't seen for months. He wasn't seen for months, and then when he reappeared, then obviously then the conspiracy started then because he kind of looked different and stuff like that. They reckon it's a double. They reckon the real Paul McCartney is dead, and the other Beatles obviously know. Put this new fella in place, and basically, he's been carrying on ever since. But I only recently came across this one about two or 3 years ago. Um, but the Paul McCartney one, there's so many different, like there were so many there was tribute bands and all with lead singers that look, that look. There was singers that looked like Paul McCartney and everything. So, um, so I don't know. I mean, again, another one got to do with a singer, but rap artist obviously is the Tupac one. That's the more interesting one for the simple fact is you look at the autopsy photographs, there's apparently tattoos missing and tattoos out of place. Actually, the crime scene photos are the most revealing because if you actually look at the tires and the wheels of photographs taken basically before and after, it's a completely different car altogether that they're actually doing the investigation on. Um, I'm not saying Tupac is alive. I'm not saying any of these people are alive or dead. It's just there is a reason why all these conspiracy theories start. And tonight we're going to explore some of those conspiracy theories. And obviously, you guys come on. Obviously, last night I left you a little challenge, basically to go off and pick a conspiracy theory that you wanted to talk about, whether you believed it or didn't believe it, and give you our reasons why and all that. So, yeah, I see Behold the Truth is also here. Terry said you'll do a pre-record. That's no problem. We can organise that. I'll text you tomorrow, Therese, and we'll definitely get that. We will definitely get that done. So we'll get on there first, caller, because I know some have to. Michelle, don't worry. I'll have you down on the list. Um, you're after Neil. You're second. So it's okay. I'll text you. Remember, this phone's a bit boggy, so just bear with me. I'll have to do it my way for a while until I get everything sorted that I need, the way I need it to be done. So I'll text you because obviously it's better, and I will also ring you. And I see I've already got a couple of messages. But yeah, let's talk about, has anybody else actually in the chat? Because this is something I'd actually really like to talk about. And I'm serious now. No bullshitting, right? Because I truly do believe that I've missed a year, right? I do. I'm not messing. I'm so convinced. I even woke up, I even had a full-blown argument with me, didn't I? I actually had a full-blown argument with my family. I say, he's lying to me. Like, I was convinced, I'm still convinced to this day I'm only 39 and I'm not 40. But they're telling me I'm 40, and they're right, it is. It's 2019. I don't know. It's weird. But if anybody has experienced that, I would like to even come on the calls tonight. I'm serious, come on, because I would be very interested in hearing your story. Because believe me, I will believe you. I will believe you because I honestly do believe. I'm serious. I know people will call me a nutcase that are watching this. Some people say, he's lost the plot. I'm telling you now, when you're so convinced, have you ever really even think about it right logically? Have you ever really lay down, fell asleep, and had a really weird dream? And you woke up and it felt like it was so real. You wake up and you realize for that split second, you think it's still real. And then you wake up and then you realise it isn't. That's the way it felt, man. But prolonged, there was just things that didn't add up. So if anybody else has, that's another thing we can actually add. Now I've been speaking now for 20 minutes now, so I think it's appropriate. So that's what we'll be doing from now on. 20 minutes I'll just do a bit of talking and then I'll get you on, and then the rest of the show then is for you guys. So Neil is first. So I'm gonna get Neil up. Where is Neil? Oh, there's Neil. I'm going to give Neil a thumbs up there just to see if he's ready. My coffee is still hot and he's giving me a thumbs up, so we're ready to go. Before we start and we take the first caller, please give the stream a like if you like what we're talking about right now. And if you know if there's any people out there that would be interested in what's being said here, please share the stream. I see Behold the Truth is here. And he has said, I haven't lost a year, but I do feel like I've lost a whole day here and there. Yeah, I mean, look, again, I believe you. It must be just their brains or something. Look, I'm looking at the sky tonight, and Cheryl goes to me, oh, that's a beautiful sky. I was last night, beautiful sun. Tonight, beautiful sunset. And I looked at it and I says, that's not real. It's not. It's geoengineered. That's not a proper sky. The sky is even different. Even the way you look at the moon, people have even said, look at the sun. It's not as orange as it used to be. It's more white. And I agree. You even look at old movies, right? And when they show the sun in the old movies, you can see how orange the sun was. You can actually see how orange the sun was. Something's at the changing. And they are pumping the sky with shit. Right? They could say, why would they be spraying the atmosphere with water? Because when they have been caught, that's what they said, water. Why would they be spraying the atmosphere with water? It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Right, let's see what Neil, I have a funny feeling what Neil's going to talk about, which is another subject that I absolutely love, or he might actually surprise me with something else.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you?
Not bad, mate. You?
I'm good. Okay, so you know what it is tonight, so...
Well, you say that, but obviously I didn't know what it was until I started coming to the chat tonight, because I didn't see you say it last night.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You couldn't stay till the end last night. Yeah. So
I'm totally unprepared, so I'm going to have to wing.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Right. What I'm going to do is now, because obviously I just got you on now, I'm going to start the timer. So go ahead.
Yeah, fine. Okie doke. Well, first of all, I'll just jump in on you missing a year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you weren't drunk?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, I'm serious. I'm convinced. I don't know. I just don't know what it is. But it's not just me. It's other people as well that have had similar experiences as well, though. I'd dismiss it if it was just me. You know?
I'll admit I've had experiences where I've missed minutes.
Yeah.
I've done several times, and this is quite dangerous. Several times I've been driving and I'm a mile down the road further than I thought I was, and I've turned corners and not remembered doing it. But to miss an entire year, I've never known anybody say they've done that. But I'm not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing that you have got that happen to you.
Leave it.
So, yeah.
Leave it. Just a comment popped in the live stream there. Just leave it. Don't do nothing about it. Just leave it. Go ahead, anyway. Sorry about that, Neil. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you've got, things like that, I think they do happen. I don't know whether they're more sort of just psychological and we think we've done it. Or I can't believe that you've actually missed an entire year. I think it would be, I think yeah, something drastic wrong if you've missed an entire year somewhere, or if there's an outside influence making you miss an entire year
Let's
anyway.
see where that YouTube channel is.
But yeah, so that's just my little input on your missing a year. But I know which one you think I'm going to talk about the Titanic again.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to talk about, actually, because then we would have had
I knew that, and don't get me wrong, that is probably my favourite conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Titanic. But as I only had a few minutes to prepare, I just thought I'd talk generally about a couple of other ones that I think have things that have some sort of basis in fact, and then I'll finish up by saying the one that I think is the most ridiculous conspiracy theory. So obviously the ones that other than the Titanic, the ones that I think have got some sort of fact in them are the Kennedy assassination.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there were too many eyewitnesses saying that there were multiple gunshots. There were too many. I mean, even sort of judicial things afterwards were sort of stating that yes, there were multiple gunshots. There were witnesses very close that said that they heard multiple gunshots. So that's the main one that people seem to say is about the Kennedy assassination, is it wasn't just Lee Harvey Oswald. It was other gunmen as well, obviously with the grassy knoll one and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, so even Lee Harvey Oswald himself said he was a patsy.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. With that one, I actually think there's some. I don't think we'll ever know the truth. I don't think we'll ever know for definite whether it was something authorised by the government. I mean, Kennedy did get himself involved in a few things that certain people probably didn't like. So there was possibly reasons for why he was assassinated. But, when we live in a society that people can get assassinated for doing things that you don't like, it's wrong, isn't it? But
yeah,
so, but yeah, that one I think there's definitely something in it, because I just think there were too many. If it had just been one or two people saying, "Oh, I think there were multiple gunshots," then you could have just put it down to, "Yeah, you heard an echo" or something like that. But apparently, I don't know exactly how many, but there were apparently quite a few witnesses at the time saying that they heard multiple gunshots. Even the wife of one of the guys that was in the car, because she was sat next to him, and she said she saw the bullet hit it. The one that I can't remember his name. The one that the bullet ended up in his leg.
Yeah, I think that was Senator Connolly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife sat next to him, said the bullet that hit him was absolutely no way was the same bullet that hit Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So, there's got to be something in that. Nobody's ever going to admit what happened. Nobody's ever going to stand up and say, yeah, we were involved in that.
Yeah, true.
Well, maybe in hundreds of years' time when none of us are around. But certainly not anybody that I can't imagine anybody admitting they were involved in the assassination of Kennedy. And obviously, talking about the assassination of Kennedy was a pretty obvious starting one, seeing as its coverage on the BBC interfered with Doctor Who's ratings for its first ever episode back in 1963. So it was a good one to start talking about. I mean, I don't know what I'm assuming you, as we know, you have an opinion on most things, Noel.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming what do you think of the Kennedy assassination one?
Well, I do believe the theory that there is more than one shooter. It's so obvious. I mean, look, back in those days, a conspiracy like that wouldn't really hold much gravity, but it's nowadays in the world of conspiracy theories, but you just have to look at everything that happened that day. There's just too much information. Another thing as well, actually, which is very interesting, George Senior Bush, he said he was nowhere near when Kennedy was assassinated, but yeah, he was there. There's a couple of people also that weren't supposed to be there that were there. There's a lot more going on with Kennedy's assassination. It wasn't Lee Harvey
Oh, I think
Oswald.
so, yeah.
It wasn't. He was a patsy. He was used, and that's why he was shot, to shut him up. Because once he was dead, that was it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you know
When
they
Jack,
do that.
when Jack Ruby shot him, I mean, they said that this Jack Ruby had had so much access to places that he shouldn't have been. He was in and out of the police station in areas that he shouldn't have been, and things like that. How does a guy like this? I mean, he was a nightclub owner.
Yeah.
How does he get able to just go in and out of the police station and do whatever he wants, and then be right in front of Oswald and shoot him?
Exactly. I mean, and also we know about obviously the mafia ties that he had. I mean,
yeah.
Look, there's so many conspiracies surrounding JFK's death. Obviously, there's obviously the mafia connection, and there's obviously, you know, the Cuban connection. You're never gonna really know, because anyone that I suppose that has even attempted to even come out and speak the truth, I'd say, have been told, listen, if you open your mouth, you and your family.
The people that I think were involved. I mean, you've got, they thought the CIA were involved, the mafia. I remember somebody saying about Lyndon B. Johnson, the vice president at the time, was involved. Cuban Fidel Castro. You know, the KGB. I remember somebody saying about the KGB.
Yeah.
It is one of those that it's sort of diversified so many times into how many different people could be involved. I think it's got so distorted that's why I say we'll never know the truth.
Exactly. Here's another interesting thing. Did you know when his autopsy was done? Now I've seen there's some groups that you can actually visit, and they show you the autopsy photographs. So you can go and have, if you're into that sort of thing, which I'm morbidly into stuff like that. I don't know why. I think in a past life I was an undertaker or something. Had to be. Because I just have this thing with just looking at photographs. Anyway, looking at his photographs anyway, but his brain, JFK's brain went missing.
Now, I do remember something about this. Yeah.
Now, Bobby Kennedy was supposed to take the brain, but it's never been found. And still to this day, we don't know what happened to JFK's brain. But the theory is the reason why Bobby took it, if he took it, was the kind of, because they would have found out that he was on different kind of painkillers and different drugs, and the brain was a good indicator. But then I was thinking, but sure, they could do that with the blood and the. Could they not know?
Yes.
Okay, I thought she was talking to me. She was obviously talking to the dog. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Why would you take his brain? They probably hooked it up to an android or something.
I can't think of a legitimate reason why you'd want the brain of a man who's just been assassinated in front of that many people, clearly done with a bullet. Mm-hmm. So why? I mean, the autopsy shouldn't have been that involved, really. You've got bullet holes all over the guy, or wherever the killing blow was. I can't imagine much of an autopsy was needed.
Well, you see, I've got a theory on the brain, though. I think the brain might have been taken because it actually would have shown which direction the bullet came in. Maybe
wouldn't the same apply to the skull as well, though?
Not necessarily, because even in the autopsy photographs, they had even manipulated the wound. They did something to the wound. So the wound, the way we seen it and the photographs as you seen it, is not the way the wound actually was. They manipulated the wound before they showed everybody what the wound was actually like. You know what I mean? We never got to see the true wound of what was really like, because they had manipulated the wound. I'm being honest. I reckon, right, there's another theory out there that his own bodyguard, his own men that were trying to protect him, shot him, and it was a complete accident. Right, then I've seen another video, which if you watch it real close, it looks like Jackie Kennedy actually played and shoots him in the head. I don't know if you've
The thing
seen
is,
that video,
if
but
you're
there's a
looking
video going
if you're
around.
looking at something and you're looking for a reason, sometimes you can find these.
True.
You
It's
can
just our
find
hand movements.
something in it.
Yeah, our hand movements look awkward, but to be quite honest with you, there's no way, man. There's no way. They're trying to say because she's related to all these big families that have big connections, like the Illuminati and all these others, that Kennedy was assassinated by her. She was an agent sent in and all this. That's another one of the new conspiracies now that has come out. But if you look at the
I've not
video,
heard that one, but
but seriously, if you actually look at the video and look at the way it's slowed down, it actually does look like she shoots him in the head. Seriously, it actually does look like that the bullet comes out.
I don't remember seeing that.
You can see it. You can see the skull and all. Because the one thing that always fucking puzzled me, if he was shot from behind like they said he was, because obviously the car was coming around and his head would have been at the back of where Lee Harvey Oswald was and shot, right? How come the brain matter and the skull actually ended at the back of the car? Because Jackie ends up going to the back of the car to grab his bleeding brain. Do you remember? And his piece of his skull.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is all. It all comes back to the sort of theories about the shots from different directions, doesn't it? This is I think. This is how it all started, because they said it couldn't have been shot from where Lee Harvey Oswald was, because of where, as you say, where pieces of head were found. So it's I don't know. But I think you can draw any conclusions if you look hard enough for them. And if you look through the footage and a lot of it, like you say, it looks so much like Jackie Kennedy shoots him. But that one I find hard to believe. I mean, right there in that, even in that chaos, surely somebody is going to see her shoot him in the head. You would have thought anyway, but.
Well, we'll never know, because we've only got the what's his name, the Zapuna film, whatever you call it. There's a name for it. There's footage that they have that film, but it's been edited so much and been bloody tampered with so much that we still don't know. We
No.
You know what? Look, I don't care. Look, I watched Jesse Ventura, right? Now I know it's a conspiracy theory and people will laugh at me. But he tried to recreate that, right? Zapruder film, that's the one. Behold the truth. Great thing. But the thing about it is they've edited it so much now. And there's a guy that actually does a great video on YouTube. I forget the name of the video. But he does a frame by frame of the whole yoke. And he shows you that there's frames missing. There's actually frames missing in that footage. So again, like I said about the moon landing footage, that was third party. They actually had clearer footage. People say high definition. NASA were way ahead of everybody else. Of course, they had high definition footage.
See, I missed you talking about that last night. But if you are, yes, I've had this discussion with my other half as well about that before. Oh, time is up.
No, go on. He's at the horn himself.
I've had discussions like this with Liz before about why is the footage so crap.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe that. I mean, films that were done in that same era were done superbly and superb quality. So why wouldn't they take that sort of quality camera up there, and why would it be so crap?
Look, didn't Stanley Kubrick do Space Odyssey 2000 and what? What was that? 2001, isn't it? Isn't that what it's called? I forget the name. Stanley Kubrick, right? That was done a couple of years beforehand, for fuck's sake. Look at how good that movie is, right? Yeah, they had high. They even say themselves they had high definition footage, right? They lost it, right? This is why I decided to do this tonight, because NASA are supposed to be smart people, right? Yet they lost all the telemetry, right? They lost all the data, right? And they recorded over tape. Now, the reason why the footage, and I can explain why the footage is bad, because I've seen so many videos on this now, I can tell you, right? So the reason why the footage was bad was because NASA were getting it and then relaying it to a different station. Then it was getting relayed to all the other TV stations, and that's why the quality was degraded. But NASA actually had high quality footage of the moon landings. And what did they do? They got rid of them. They did a BBC, they did. Basically recorded all our shit and threw shit out. Right? It's ridiculous. It was the biggest
I've looked at quite a
achievement
few
of... Go on.
I've looked at quite a few of these videos about moon landing stuff. I mean, we could go on for ages about it, but there's one that there's two things with the moon landings that don't sit right with me.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it was definitely a hoax or they were definitely there. And I have to be careful because my missus throws daggers at me when I start talking about this one. But the amount of radiation in the Van Allen belt, I don't see how they survived that. And some of the photographs of the moon buggy, when you can see side-on photographs of the moon buggy, and if you look up, you can find them all on the internet, and there's no tire track between the front wheel and the back wheel. How does it move into position without getting a tire track between the front wheel and the back wheel? So that's another one that there's lots more, but those are the two that stick in my mind. And I think, well, that was clearly just lowered into position then, wasn't it? So, but I suppose it could have been lowered into position up there, but I don't remember them saying they've got a crane up there.
No, but here's another thing. The crosshairs on the photographs, that's what I was supposed to say. So, old photographs, right, they're put on a metal plate sort of thing, right? And there's crosshairs on these, right? So when they take photographs, the crosshairs will show up on the photographs.
I know what you're going to say,
on some of the NASA photographs, some of the crosshairs are behind the image, and that is impossible. So the reason why I think there is something more going on, look, I'm not saying we didn't land on the moon, right? Even though I'm highly convinced that we may not have, but, and I will say a but, there's a reason why they're photoshopping photographs of the moon. There's a reason why crosshairs are out of place. It's because the photographs have been edited. So the question we must ask ourselves is it because they didn't go to the moon and they're faking these? Or is it because there's something on the moon that they don't want us to see? So either way, NASA is lying about something, right? So it's whether they lied we went to the moon, or they're lying there's something up there that they don't want us to know. Because here's the biggest thing that I'll ask, right? So we went to the moon from 1969, wasn't it? To 1970. When was the last moon landing? Any Americans there tell me? 75, was it? Was it that late?
I'm sure somebody in the chat will post that up any second.
Well, Cheryl, you're American. You should know.
I don't know about the silence.
Highly patriotic, they say.
That's totally understandable.
1972.
Right, 1972.
I was a baby.
Right, she was a baby. Fair enough. Right, so 1972. So for 3 years, they had how many Apollo missions? So you had Apollo 11, then you had Apollo 12, didn't you? Then Apollo 13 didn't make it to the moon. But by Apollo 13, nobody gave a shit. Then all of a sudden, Apollo 13 blew up in space or something, right? Then all of a sudden, everybody was fixated on the moon landings again, right? You just have to open your eyes. There's a lot of things, a lot of propaganda as well when it comes to NASA. I wouldn't trust them as far as I throw them, to be honest with you. They say that the world is round. I'm not saying the world is flat because that's absolutely ridiculous. But what I would say to you is I wouldn't be actually going hard on flat earthers either, because the reason why they're around is because NASA don't actually tell you the truth. And all these people, all these groups come around because nobody believes what NASA is saying. Now, NASA came out and said, yeah, the world is a sphere. Then Tyson deGrasse came out. Then, oh, no, it's like a pear shape. And then someone said, it's not because it spins around and it's like it spreads out like this, like a burger, and spins around. Like, they don't even know. And then you listen to interviews, then you hear some astronauts, oh, yeah, you can see stars in space. And another astronaut will say, no, you can't see stars in space. Like, they contradict themselves so many bleeding times on camera even. And people are still buying this shit. And you Americans, I feel sorry for you because you are the guys that pay all these taxes to these idiots. Like, they've been saying they're going to Mars since the 1970s, by the way. They've been saying they'd be going after the moon, right? After the moon, they said the next place they were going to is Mars, right? We're still, 2019 now, right? And who was it? President Bladen Bush Jr. When he was president, he promised we get to Mars by 2020. W, who gives a shit about W, right? Yeah, he's a gobshite.
Anyway. It's not.
You know what I mean? Man responsible for
He's a
9/11, still walking out there. He is like idiots. Anyway,
well, you hit the nail on the head with the one I was going to say was a completely ridiculous conspiracy theory that the Earth is flat. That's the one I completely say is that the ones who believe the Earth is flat, they need to stop taking the drugs they're taking. I think.
Yeah.
But
what I will say is though, you know, like, people laugh at them and stuff, but people have to understand the reason why these people are around is because NASA just can't come out with a straight answer. That's what NASA stands for. Never a straight answer. They never give you a straight answer. Even when they landed the rover on Mars, when the fella was there at the press conference being asked questions, or don't know, I have to ask me out the telemetry. He should know that he's the mission fucking specialist. He should have all the information in front of him. He's a fucking scientist. NASA.
Oh dear.
I'm
starting him off, Cheryl. Sorry.
Bunch of fucking twats.
Put my earphones back on.
Bunch of twats. Seriously, man. Seriously. I don't know.
Well, I know my time has gone off.
Not about it, man.
There's people waiting to come on and have a talk to you as well. So you're that popular now. People want to come on and talk to you all the time.
That's why I do it 4 nights a week now. Jesus Christ. And when I'm not on, then, like, it's like, when I'm not on, it's like, did I miss a video? No, I'm on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays now. So everybody knows now. So I'll say it again, Mondays, Wednesdays. Oh, yeah. Go on, give your channel a plug there anyway.
Oh, my new channel. Well,
yeah. Go on.
I'm only dabbling at the minute. And I've just been playing. When I've been bored, I've been playing around and doing these little videos. They're not even what I would class as videos yet, really. I'm just bunging together a few photographs.
Well, I've liked the videos that you've put together so far. So, you know, go ahead.
It's obviously not my Doctor Who, the same as everything that I've got the Facebook group under the same name. I did try my hardest last night to put a link in the chat, but chat was hating me last night and wouldn't let me do anything.
Right, you could try now again if you can.
I will try and put it in when I come off the phone. I noticed that I'm in blue today. Did that happen last night?
Yeah, see, because you said your comments, were, so I made you a moderator.
Right.
So when you were saying your comments weren't coming up, so I thought, well, maybe if I make them a moderator, they might just come up.
It was actually quite funny because there was a conversation going on in the chat just about how people used to have to go to research at the libraries rather than Googling things and stuff like that. And all I was trying to say in this comment was, yeah, I'm from the era of having to go to the library, but I'm quite glad I can Google something now because I don't have the time to go to the library. So that's all I was trying to say. And for love nor money, it would not let me put that comment up. Every time I typed something else, it would let me put it up. It wouldn't let me put that comment up. So I ended up breaking it down into 3 or 4 different lines, posting it a line at a time, and it let me put it up. It was getting ridiculous at one point, but so that's YouTube for you. I'm afraid it's got a few bugs that they still haven't worked out.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll sort that out anyway. I mean, look, I'll say it again. Not my Doctor Who. Go and check them out. Yeah, YouTube. What I'll do is, another way I do little slideshow videos. What I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of it as well, and I'll whack it in a video because I always do that anyway. So, yeah. So I'll put you in that tonight because I've got a few other channels that I want to plug on this as well.
Right. So, I'll try and put a link up in the chat. And great talking to you as usual.
No problem, man. You can come on again on Wednesday. I'll try. Do you want me to see your first caller? Would you like to be? would you like me to put you on Wednesday's list?
You know, at the end of the day, Noel, you know me. I'll come on whenever you need me to come on.
Right,
But
not a bother.
obviously, my issues during the week are literally if I don't get to bed before midnight, I'm never getting up the next morning.
Yeah,
So.
no
But,
problem, mate.
I mean, Friday nights, I will bow to everybody else and I'll come on last. And even on a Friday night, I'll come on last and we can chat till 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't care.
Yeah, and then
We've done that before.
Then your missus, then I don't want your missus mad at me or my missus mad at me. Yeah, right. Go on, sure. I'll talk to you later, mate. You have a good one.
And you, mate.
I'll see you later, man. Have a good one. Go on.
Okay,
See you. Bye.
All right.
Nice.
Cheers.
Great call. Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Bye. There we go. And that was Neil. So that's not my Doctor Who on YouTube. So I see we had a few new faces there. Milan Reviews, John Doe. Let me see, who else did I see here? Marty is here also. And the last Time Lord is here, Yvette. So
Yvette's gone.
Yvette is already gone, is
She's gonna
she?
leave at 11 or
All right.
That's why I was like,
Oh, good night,
leave
Yvette. Sorry, love. Sure, I'll talk to you soon anyway. I'm sure we'll get to chat at some stage later. I'm sorry about that. So, right, well, Yvette will be forced on Wednesday like we originally planned. And then Neil, obviously, but Neil said, okay, because it's Wednesday. So who's next now? We have Michelle next. Right, so I'm going to give a thumbs up to make sure that you're ready. And remember, it's conspiracy theories. Right, so I'll get the timer ready. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? Could you do us a favor, love? Could you put the kettle on for me real quick and just Thanks. Thank you. And I'm not being sexist, by the way. Just in case anybody is listening and thinks, oh, will you put the kettle on? Right. Let's get it on. Oh, you need to write something down? Okay.
Hello.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Yeah, Pearl turned me off now. I was going to say, since I didn't say what I wanted to do last night, but I want to throw something out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have you ever heard of Brock Candy Company? Brock Candy?
I haven't. No, I'm not. I'm from Ireland, but my wife has.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out, and I don't think anybody knows about this. There's a lot of conspiracy theories to go on about this. Helen Marie Voorhees. Now, my adopted mother, her mother was a Voorhees, and that's Dutch. This is my adopted mother. Helen Marie Voorhees is like I think third cousin on with my mom. She married Frank Brock of the Candy Company. Apparently, she was up in the Mayo Clinic, and she was supposed to go down to Florida. You know, we call them snowbirds during the winter. Her luggage showed up in Florida, I think in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't show up.
No way.
There's been so many conspiracy theories at what happened to her. One, someone said that she was threw in a grinder and grinded up and fed to her dogs.
Wow.
There was another one says that she was rolled up and someone came out and said, oh, we rolled her up in the cart, knocked her out, rolled her up in the carpet and threw her in like a big fire thing, you know, that thing that they burn stuff with.
Yeah, furnace.
And there's been, every time the anniversary comes up when she disappeared, so many conspiracy theories come up. People come out the woodwork and says, "Oh, I did this," or "I know what happened to her." Or it keeps coming up. No one probably really knows about. It's mostly probably here in the United States. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody who's in the U.S. knows about it. Because I know we got some people from America, including Cheryl. Another one I want to mention. Do you know about, I think it was Vietnam, where they did protesting?
Yeah, I've heard about the protests, yeah.
Okay, have you heard about the Kent State shootings?
No, where's that? Where was that? China?
No, it was here in the United States, Kent State, Ohio.
No, tell me about it. Go on.
Okay, there was, I think, 4 students were killed, and they were protesting, and they were told that the students to stay away. Well, none of them listened, so they were protesting the Vietnam War, and they were shooting off like whatever, just a warning shot to have them back off. Where their 4 students ended up getting killed during that protest. And there's so many things that were said that how it happened. Some said they found they played it that there was a radio that they said they gave, information about what happened. Some said that someone was misguided and they had bullets and got misinformation and end up shooting. I mean, there's so many of it wrapped around that. Now that's here in the United States, and the shooting in Kent State, and they have universities every year. Now on top of this, you said you're missing a year.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something that's really, I'm going to throw this out, and I want to know what you think about it. The night before the Twin Towers got destroyed, I was supposed to work that day. I had a my stomach hurt so dang bad, and I was supposed to work, and I called off. Now I'm in a chat room. It was a Christian chat room that I always go to. I was in it, and someone told me about it, and I turned on the TV. The night before the Twin Towers got attacked, I wasn't feeling good, and the next day when I turned on the TV. Now, how would you feel about that? You call off, and then the next day something like that happens.
Yeah, I think it happened
I
to a few
didn't
people that day, actually. I think Seth MacFarlane was supposed to be there as well. And there was a couple of other high-profile celebrities, apparently, that were supposed to be there that day that didn't turn up. Again, it's another one of those things that kind of add to the fuel, to the fire, to these conspiracy theories. I see Bull saying it's coincidence. It might well just be coincidence, but I mean, even the night before 9/11, even what you were saying, I mean, Donald Rumsfeld gets on national television and told the American people that they lost something like, what was it, $7 billion or something, military funds. And then 9/11 happened then. And then, of course, then the military ended up getting more money. But nobody ever asked the question. And nobody still has asked the question, where did all those billions go? He's just going to forget about that.
Okay, here's another thing I'm going to throw out. Now, whenever we learn history when we're in school, someone has mentioned that Pearl Harbor, the president knew that Pearl Harbor was going to be bombed.
Yeah.
He knew it, but he didn't say a word about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was letting it be so America can get into World War II or what.
Well, that's what they reckon. they reckon that he was told about this beforehand. They say the exact same thing about President Bush, that he knew about the 9/11 attacks before they
Yeah,
happened.
that's what I was just about ready to say that
So
about 9/11.
yeah. So I mean,
And
it's quite possible because remember, American public opinion on both occasions weren't very keen on going to war, right? Neither was Congress, right? But as soon as those incidents happened, what happens? You go to war.
it's just, I mean,
Granted.
having the president know about the bombing and about the towers and everything before it happens, I don't like the idea because then it could have been prevented of all those people. I mean, here's the thing: my mom and me kick ourselves in the butt for. Whenever I was a kid in grade school, we got vacation with my dad, and we went to all the places, and we ended up going into New York, and then we went to New York City. I went to the top of the Empire State Building, but then we saw the Twin Towers from a distance, and I'm like, man, why didn't we just walk up and get to see them close up and personal, and just seeing what happened to them? But what really gets me is I was in New York City, when I was a kid, and then watching it from TV, knowing that I was there, and I wish I was there to actually go up and see them before they got destroyed, to actually see. I think we have here in Ohio, we have a beam from the Twin Towers somewhere in here. Ohio. I forgot. I'm not sure. I'm thinking. I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of sad that even though Bush knew about it, he didn't say anything. If he would have said something, it would have saved a lot of people's lives. Not only the people in the Twin Towers, but also the people that did the search and those search dogs. Because now the rescuers are having real bad health issues.
Yeah, true.
Oh, and also I want to tell you the plane that ended up in Pennsylvania. My mom said it flew over Ohio, over Cleveland, Ohio, and it was supposed to go to the White House. There was talk where they said, let's rock, let's go. That the people on the plane helped divert the plane to go to Pennsylvania and diverted it from the White House. Now we don't know if that's the actual truth. I mean, there was phone conversations of people calling up, telling the loved ones, I love you, and and just letting them know that this was their last goodbye. But I wonder if that's actually true, that the Americans on the airplane knew where the plane was going to go in the first place, and then helped divert it.
Yeah.
That's another conspiracy I wanted to know. If it's true, then I give those Americans credit because they saved a lot of people in the White House. Because not just the president, but there's a lot of people in the White House besides the president. I mean, I'm sad that they died, but I'm kind of glad that they saved lives even though they lost their own. But that's the one thing I would like to know, if anybody knows about that, if they actually help, make sure the plane didn't go where it was supposed to go. I want to know if anybody knows that out there, if they have the information about that. Another thing I also want to say is Princess Di. I don't know if anybody saw that mentioned in chat.
No.
About Princess Di. Some people believe that it was the royalty they wanted to act her off, get rid of her, or if it was actually the paparazzi that caused her to have the crash. because who she was dating. And there's a lot of stuff going out, conspiracy theories going on about that. So, I mean, there's just,
go ahead.
there's a lot that goes on. I mean, I just don't keep up with them. I mean, Elvis still alive, probably in Florida somewhere. I mean, there's a lot of people that mention about Elvis Presley. You hear people say, "Oh yeah, I saw him. Yeah, he's still alive." So there's a lot of people saying stuff about Elvis Presley. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories about a lot of different things. I mean, I don't get into the thing about how's this? Now you talking about nothing. What about Area 51? What's your views on that one?
There's nothing there. See,
So
here's the thing, right? It's simple as this, right? There's been a few people arrested already outside Area 51, and I'm just gonna say, gobshites. If you honestly believe that the American military have something in Area 51 now, you're sadly mistaken. The base has been declassified, which means they have moved all the classified stuff somewhere else. There is nothing in Area 51 except what it's there for, which is the test military planes. We know what the thing is there for. Are they doing some other secret stuff there? Probably. Is there aliens there? No. All that alien tech, if there is any, has been moved to a different location. It's not Area 51. And any idiot that goes to Area 51 and gets shot dead deserves it. End of. You don't go to Area 51, it's a military base. Everybody's been warned to stay away, so you stay away. And if you really do think that there's alien tech there, seriously, these are off our heads. Off our heads.
Yeah.
It's not there. It was moved years ago.
I was watching a program on one of these sisters' things, and this guy flew in a plane and as soon as they got close enough, they got warning to back off.
Yeah.
They were in an airplane. They were trying to, because he was so curious, interested, just trying to get. It was on like one of these shows, like those history type shows, and they were in an airplane and you could hear. They got to that airspace. They got a warning over the radio that they were close. And he says they were always wondering why it was so in the area that it was like, it's even the basis from what you could see is like you barely could see it. So I just thought I would throw that out. And if there's anybody who has, like the one I mentioned about the airplane in Pennsylvania and stuff like that, I would like to see what our people think about that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I wanted to say that okay, have you ever seen, when we were talking about TV shows yesterday, Land of the Lost? That's a real old show.
No.
Okay, I'm hearing my time come up. I thought I would throw that out. It's an old show. I saw it on YouTube, and I'm like, okay.
Right. Well, take a look at it if it's on YouTube and see what it's all about. I haven't actually seen it, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll let you go so other people can have their time.
No problem. Do you want to come on again Wednesday night, yeah?
Yes, if I'm up and if I'm available, yeah.
No problem. Right, listen, thanks for the call. Great call. Some actually interesting conspiracies there. And obviously you'll be back in the live chat there and we'll see what people have to say about your conspiracies. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it.
You have a good evening.
You too. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. And that was Michelle, everybody. Just to follow up on a few things that she actually did say. obviously she's talking about United 93. And now I have my own theory on this. I do like the story that these passengers overtook the plane and diverted the plane, right? But that's just typical American propaganda. Make the people braver than what they were. Listen, that plane was shot down by the US military. If you look at the crash site, and if you actually look at pictures, and anybody out there that's any sort of forensics expert or crash expert will know for a fact that that's not a plane crash site. That is not a plane crash site. Look at it. It's like a hole was dug in the ground and they threw wreckage, just spread wreckage all over the place. It was like as if it was placed in certain positions. It's not a proper. It's like, as I spoke about, and I seen it on YouTube, and it actually popped up, I think, on me Facebook memories, because obviously I was mad into the 9/11 conspiracy. I still am, not as much anymore, because out of respect for me wife, who doesn't believe that there was a conspiracy, I don't talk about it as much. But the thing about it is that day, so much went on, so much chaos, so much didn't make sense, that there's always going to be questions to be asked. The 9/11 Commission report ignored firefighters that were at ground zero and their testimony, right? Now, there's actually a video on YouTube. If you are open-minded, and I know there's a lot of Americans that probably listen to me that find this hard to believe. How could anyone in America contemplate doing something like this? There's white flag, or wherever you want to call them, operations that happen all the time. There's false flag attacks all over the world. 9/11 was another false flag attack. It was the one that started them all, right? Not started them all, because there was ones before that, but this was the big major one. Now, if you're open-minded, right, about the whole 9/11 conspiracy, right, and you can actually look at another side, because I know there's very Americans out there that are highly patriotic, and no matter what evidence is put in front of them, they're not willing to actually look at it. Try and find, I think, just write in firefighters, New York, 9/11 interviewed, right? Now, they're firefighters, they're experts, right? Listen to their testimony, listen to their interview. It is quite shocking that the 9/11 Commission did not enter their testimony. Do you know what, actually, before I get on, who have I got on? The Last Time Lord is next, but before I get you on the Last Time Lord, just give us a second, right? Because this is really, look, because I know people won't go and watch the video, right? Because people hate when basically evidence is put in front of them. They just don't want to believe it, because they want to believe it was terrorists so much, right? Because the truth is rather different, and the truth hurts. And the fact of the matter is, either your government knew about what was going to happen and let it happen, or they planned it themselves. Now, for anybody that doubts the Americans are capable of doing something like that, President Kennedy was actually given this report, and they were basically going to part of this report was supposed to, I'm not, Building 7, yeah, look, Building 7 is not even the fire gun in this whole thing. Building 7 started off Milan reviews, but Building 7, here's the thing, 2 structures, yeah? 2 big towers, right? And Building 7. Look at it, they folded within their own imprint. There was nothing left of it, it turned to dust. 2 airplanes on fire did that, turned 2 steel structures, right? And I've watched the documentary on how the Twin Towers were built. They should never have fallen, right? But the firefighters didn't watch this, right? Because I know you won't watch the video. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a bit of audio on, because you know what? You need to hear this. And I'm serious. You actually need to hear this, right? Because anybody out there that has any doubt, and I'm being honest, do you know what? There's even some victims' families that are at ground zero every day. Every day. They don't believe the official story. The firefighters that were there that day said just before the towers came down, they heard pop, 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 right? And the buildings came down at almost free fall speed, right? Which means there was no resistance, right? And there was even liquid fucking molten iron there. I'm sorry, but 9/11, there's a lot. No, I'm sorry. The official story is so absurd, right? So absurd that it's actually ridiculous. It's actually fucking ridiculous. Even the pilots themselves, right, that didn't even have proper training. You mean to tell me that they were able to fly? Even the one that's supposed to fly into the Pentagon is the funniest one. But they show the flight plan that this guy took. This guy could hardly fucking fly a Cessna, and there he was in a fucking jumbo fucking jet doing corkscrew 360 fucking degree turns, and then fucking bringing the plane down on ground fucking level to crash into the fucking poxy Pentagon. Get the fucking boat. And then you say that to some Americans to get highly offended. You need to stop getting offended, man. Open your eyes. Something happened on 9/11 and it's not what you were told, right? All those innocent people that died, and even as Michelle said herself, all those people that have suffered ever since because of all the dust and the shit that day, right? People dying of cancers and everything because of it. Do you know what I mean? And then the people that are responsible are fucking scot-free. Because if you think it was Osama bin Laden who was on dialysis, right? Get the fucking boat. Where's this interview? Because it's annoying me now. And this is from the firefighters that were there. That were in the fucking building. Where's this interview? Where is it? It's only a couple of seconds, right? So Americans really need to open their eyes and start putting two and two together. I mean, a lot of people suffered that day. Everybody knows where they were on 9/11. I remember I was in my grandmother's house. I remember very well. I remember actually waking me up to say that something had happened in New York. And I sat down, watched the first tower in flames, and then I seen the second plane like everybody else hit. Right? Even witnesses that were at Pentagon said it was a missile that hit the Pentagon. Right? There was even a Fox News report that was only aired once. Right? Only aired once, and then it was never shown again. You can see it on YouTube. And even the reporter says, yeah, missile. And we're led to believe that a plane actually hit the Pentagon. Plane did not hit the Pentagon. You look at that hole, that was not a plane that hit the Pentagon. It's so bloody obvious. You don't even have to be an expert. See, the difference we have in Europe is we're more open-minded, but at the same time, like, we're not listening to American experts when they talk about 9/11. We're listening to the European experts, ones that are non-biased, ones that are not going to be under the payroll, ones that actually know what really happened. Sure, apparently there's a American reporter living in somewhere in Russia or something because he actually has proof that 9/11 was an inside job. Where's this interview, man? Even looking at it now, I can see footage here. Even looking at it now, it still haunts me. I'm not even, and then he's our president, right? So the Secret Service agent comes in and whispers something in, and he's there still listening to him at My Lonely Goat or whatever the fuck it was, right? Your country is under attack, and you're just sitting there like a plonker. Right, you know what? Where is this? Oh, shit. Oh, I just had to get some news out of my source. Oh, no way. I can't believe that. Where's those firefighters? One thing I'll say about 9/11, right? And I'll say this, is that it brought out the best and the worst in American people. The best in the fact that everybody came together. The worst in the fact that after 9/11, every Muslim that was living in America seemed to be a target, which was wrong. But still now, all these years later, and there's still the same fundamental questions have been left unanswered, right? Building 7, while it is a smoking gun, the whole 3 buildings collapsed within their own imprint. I'm sorry, but 2 planes made of aluminium did not bring down 2 steel structures full of concrete that had a central core to stop it from this type of thing from happening. I'm sorry, but where is that interview? See, YouTube again, though. Don't trust these as far as I throw them. I can't even find this footage now, and it used to pop up as one of the first when you actually, like, you write in 9/11 firefighters, and it actually comes up the day that they were there, but none of them are showing up now. It's all these commemorative ones, and they push all the ones down. Like, I mean, if I was American, I wouldn't stop until I got the truth. I'm being honest with you. And the people that are at ground zero that do fight this cause, they'll be ridiculed by most of Americans that go by. And I've seen footage of that too, which is wrong. You don't be ridiculing someone who doesn't believe the official story, because if you even read the report itself, it's actually, it's ridiculous. So even the science behind it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but the reason why I'm so passionate about this one is how many people actually died that day. We will never know, but we've been given an official figure, right? But that figure is going to keep rising, obviously, because obviously, like, years later, there's health complications for some people, and they're all dropping dead. How many people eventually are going to die from this one day? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's all well and good remembering the victims every year and stuff like that. But when is someone actually going to come out straight on national television and actually say, listen, we want the truth. This isn't the truth. What is the truth? We deserve to know the truth. And me, even as not an American citizen, I want to know. And I think we should, because that whole event changed the way society and all went. We took a different path after 9/11. So I see people have mentioned Trump in me stream. Yeah, Trump always gets brought up all right about yeah, I've watched the BBC announcer one. She came out with a video a few years later and to basically say tried to defend it, but she's an idiot. Building 7's right behind her, like, she says that it already collapsed. Though I know, Paul, they're idiots. They're idiots. Something happened that day, and it's not what happened, what they told us. Come here. At the same time 9/11 was happening, they had there was a military exercise going on, and you know what the exercise was? Simulating aeroplanes going into buildings. But the biggest thing for me is this. It didn't take long for the world's media to get to New York, did it? Think about it. From the time the first plane hit, by the time the second plane had hit, all the news networks, even in Ireland, were all focused on the Twin Towers. It was like as if they were all prepared and all ready to be there. Now, I know there's correspondents from different countries over there living in the countries that they're corresponding in. I'm not that stupid, but there just seemed to be a lot of extra media there. Even the day 9/11, there's just a lot of things. Come here, right. The biggest one for me is, so the two planes into the buildings, right? And then an FBI or a CIA agent found a passport. Actually, I've just realised my wife has disappeared. Cheryl, are you alright? About what? See, Cheryl doesn't like talking about 9/11. She's actually in the... No, just wait 5 more minutes. Right, so this is 9/11 explained.
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, 19 men armed with box cutters, directed by a man on dialysis in a cave fortress halfway around the world using a satellite phone and a laptop, directed the most sophisticated penetration of the most heavily defended airspace in the world, overpowering the passengers and the military combat-trained pilots on 4 commercial aircraft before flying those planes wildly off course for over an hour without being molested by a single fighter interceptor. These 19 hijackers, devout religious fundamentalists who like to drink alcohol, snort cocaine, and live with pink-haired strippers, managed to knock down 3 buildings with 2 planes in New York. While in Washington, a pilot who couldn't handle a single-engine Cessna was able to fly a 757 in an 8,000-foot descending 270-degree corkscrew turn to come exactly level with the ground, hitting the Pentagon in the budget analyst office where DoD staffers were working on the mystery of the $2.3 trillion that Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld had announced missing from the Pentagon's coffers in a press conference the day before, on September 10th, 2001. Luckily, the news anchors knew who did it within minutes.
Osama bin Laden.
The pundits knew within hours.
Osama bin Laden.
The administration knew within the day.
Terrorists who committed these acts and those who harbored them.
And the evidence literally fell into the FBI's lap.
That a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that.
But for some reason, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists demanded an investigation into the greatest attack on American soil in history. That investigation was delayed, underfunded, set up to fail, a conflict of interest, and a cover-up from start to finish. It was based on testimony extracted through torture, the records of which were destroyed. It failed to mention the existence of WTC-7, Able Danger, P-TECH, Sibel Edmonds, OBL and the CIA, and the drills of hijacked aircraft being flown into buildings that were being simulated at the precise same time that those events were actually happening. It was lied to by the Pentagon, the CIA, the Bush administration, and as for Bush and Cheney, well, no one knows what they told it because they testified in secret, off the record, not under oath, and behind closed doors. It didn't bother to look at who funded the attacks because that question is ultimately of little practical significance. Still, the 9/11 Commission did brilliantly answering all of the questions the public had, except most of the victims' family members' questions, and pinned blame on all the people responsible, although no one so much as lost their job, determining the attacks were
failure of imagination.
Because
nobody in our government, at least, and I don't think the prior government could envision flying airplanes into buildings.
Except the Pentagon, FEMA, NORAD, and the NRO. The DIA destroyed 2.5 terabytes of data on Able Danger, but that's okay because it probably wasn't important. The SEC destroyed their records on the investigation into the insider trading before the attacks, but that's okay because destroying the records of the largest investigation in SEC history is just part of routine record keeping. NIST has classified the data that they used for their model of WTC-7's collapse, but that's okay because knowing how they made their model of the collapse would jeopardize public safety. The FBI has argued that all material related to their investigation of 9/11 should be kept secret from the public, but that's okay because the FBI probably has nothing to hide. This man never existed, Nor is anything he had to say worthy of your attention, and if you say otherwise, you are a paranoid conspiracy theorist and deserve to be shunned by all of humanity. Likewise him, and her, and her, and her, and him. Osama bin Laden lived in a cave fortress in the hills of Afghanistan, but somehow got away. Then he was hiding out in Tora Bora, but somehow got away. Then he lived in Abbottabad for years, taunting the most comprehensive intelligence dragnet employing the most sophisticated technology in the history of the world for a decade, releasing video after video with complete impunity and getting younger and younger as he did so, before finally being found in a daring SEAL team raid which wasn't recorded on video, in which he didn't resist or use his wife as a human shield, and in which these crack special forces operatives panicked and killed this unarmed man, supposedly the best source of intelligence about those dastardly terrorists on the entire planet. Then they dumped his body in the ocean before telling anyone about it. Then a couple dozen of that team's members died in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. This is the story of 9/11, brought to you by the media which told you the hard truths about
his hip could be seen to move violently forward.
And
They took the babies out of incubators.
And
mobile production facilities.
And
the rescue of Jessica Lynch.
If you have any questions about this story, you are a batshit paranoid tinfoil dog-abusing baby hater and will be reviled by everyone. If you love your country and or freedom, happiness, rainbows, rock and roll, puppy dogs, apple pie, and your grandma, you will never ever express doubts about any part of this story to anyone. Ever. This has been a public service announcement by the Friends of the FBI, CIA, NSA, DIA, SEC, NSM, White House, NIST, and the 9/11 Commission. Because ignorance is strength.
Oh. So there you go. Bull keeps asking source. Bull, I've done my own investigating on it online. I mean, it's if you look at, there's other reports out there from people that are not government, not paid by the government, that actually tell the truth. There's actually other reports out there that actually show the line of evidence. Also, there was a lot of interest in 9/11 happening anyway, because most of the Bush family and others became very rich because of it. Also, military contracts and stuff like that. Right, so I'll get on the next caller. Cheryl, I've stopped talking about 9/11 now, but that doesn't mean that the next caller won't stop talking about 9/11. So it's the last time, Lord. And listen, I seen you wrote up there that I don't read the comments. Well, I don't read the comments when I take calls anymore. That's why I take the calls. On the times that I don't take calls, I read out the comments. But when I do a live show like this, I don't read out the comments as much. What? Right, hold on. Something's just had to happen in here, and I need to check this first because we might have to change. Just give us a second. It's all right the last time, Lord. Don't worry about it. It's just it's just the way it goes, because, like, you know, but there might be something happening here, so we might have to wait for a second. Right, I'll read out some of the comments while I'm waiting. Yeah, you know, but try not to. Yeah. Right, so I have some Doctor Who news just breaking. So this whole live stream now is going to actually change. What I might actually do is I might stop this one, end this conspiracy one, and then start a new stream. because I want this information to be separate. Hold on. Just hang on now. I haven't said I'm going yet. Don't nobody leave yet. Just wait until I know if I can leave. Because this will have to be a different stream on its own. Right, this is it now. Right, I can't release the info that I was given a few days back, but the new information that I'm getting tonight, I'm allowed. So that would be from here to here.
If we're saying say it now and then doing your live stream and discuss it in detail.
No, I'll do the live stream and then I'll discuss it at the live stream. No, I'm just separating the two. Right, listen, gonna end this stream. What I'll do is I will get the rest of the people that are due to come on are still gonna come on, but obviously now instead of talking about your conspiracy, I want to get your reaction to the news that I'm actually going to be putting out there. So I'm going to end this stream now, and I'm going to put up a new stream. Because I want this one separate, because I want the Doctor Who, because when I do Doctor Who, especially information from the source, I like to have those videos separate, those streams separate, because obviously then I can go back then and see what I obviously said and blah blah blah. So I can, you know what I do, you know what I mean. I have to go, but can come on Wednesday, says Daniel. Oh, jeez, yeah, damn. Sorry, Daniel. I'm sorry, mate. I was supposed to have Daniel on. Damn.
I think you should probably do your US people later because it's so much earlier there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that from now on, actually, because it isn't fair on the likes of Daniel and Neil and stuff, because and Yvette, because they are from the UK, actually. Yeah, we'll just finish the conspiracy one on Wednesday, right? But I can see some people were getting a bit touchy about the whole 9/11 thing, and that's not that's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? I think we should be able to talk about conspiracy and have an open debate anyway. I mean, it's just something I don't believe in the official thing, right? So I'll leave it at that. Right, I'm gonna end this stream. I'll talk to you literally in a couple of seconds, right? I'll have the new thumbnail, so don't go anywhere. There's 25 years watching, so hopefully I'll get the 25 years back again. And then you can let everybody, actually while you are gone, let everybody know that there's some serious 12 information. Well, there's some Doctor Who information going to be released now in a few minutes, right? So I'll give you about 5 minutes to get everything going. Just let everybody know that I'm coming back on again, right? I'll talk to you in a minute. Why does this keep going like this? Oh, there we go. There we go. Bye. Adios, amigos.